Right, so in this video I wanted to take you through the memory component of LangChain and how you can use memory for better conversations and to retrieve some of the conversations which already happened in the chat, right? So let's get started. So these are like very basics groundwork which we have done so many times in the past videos also. Like I'm doing the installation of Palm 2 and also the LangChain, then doing the configuration of Palm 2 and creating an LLM. So I'm using the LangChain's Google Palm module to create an LLM out of the Palm 2. Right, so here we are doing conversation. So I have increased the temperature to 0.5 to just to increase some of the creativity part that comes out as a response from the LLM. Right, so first of all I wanted to talk about was conversational buffer memory. So if you see the imports, we are importing two things. First, we are importing the conversation chain and then the conversation buffer memory. So in the conversation buffer memory, using the conversation buffer memory, I'm creating a memory, and when I'm creating a chain which is conversation chain, there I'm passing two parameters. One of them was like LLM and also the memory which I have created in the previous step, right? So once I created this chat conversation chain, then I will start doing the conversation with the LLM. So first of all, I'm asking, what do you know about AI? So how to pass the prompt is chat conversation dot predict. Then using this input equals to your specific question, you can have a conversation with the LLM, right? So if you see here, the output is coming like this. So first of all, it is using some sort of system defined prompt, and then it's starting the conversation. So as I have mentioned that verbose equals to true, so it's telling you what are the steps it's going through before generating the output, right? So human is asking what do you know about AI. So now the AI is giving you this particular response, right? So then again I am asking what do you know about llama 2. So I am asking Palm 2 LLM what do you know about llama 2. So if you see here, the previous conversation is being stored. So previously I asked question about what do you know about AI, that is also stored, and the new question which I have asked, that is also coming up here, and the corresponding answer we are getting to the question what do you know about llama 2, right? So once we have that, then we can access this memory dot buffer to see what are the previous conversation or what are the previous memory we have. So you can see like we have the two questions, two human questions, and also the corresponding two human answers related to each of these two questions, right? Okay, so now we can also access the variables which are like associated with memory using this memory dot load memory variables, and we can see what are the different conversation we had previously, right? Now why want to store this memory, right? So that is a question you must be wondering. So what you can do is you can have this type of conversation and then store it as a pickle format, this whole conversation, right? And once you later on once you want to start a new conversation, to give some context about the previous conversation, you can load back this pickle file, which is nothing but the memory which we previously had a conversation. So then we can talk about load that memory and start loading that memory using, like, you will read the first read the pickle file and then you will load this memory, right? So with that you will have access to all the previous conversations which we had, right? So then what you can do is you can simply start a new conversation and then you can mention the LLM and also the memory which you loaded previously, right? So this will kind of give you the context to your new conversation based on the previous conversations which you had, right? So yeah, so the next thing which I wanted to talk about is conversation buffer window memory. So this, using this window buffer memory, you can mention like how many previous conversation window you wanted to keep in the memory buffer, right? So here I'm mentioning k equals to 1, so it will only it will only remember the past, the last conversation which we had with the LLM, right? So at first I'm asking how are you doing today, So the AI is giving you a certain answer to that, and then I am asking what's the date today. So you can see, like, again it's saying that today is Tuesday, March 8th, 2023. So I think that was the last date when the LLM got trained, and after that the memory is or the training data was not present, so that this is the last date which it remembers. So in the next video we will see like how to improve this type of problem, like how we can plug in the recent data into the LLM and doing the conversation. Okay, so as I was mentioning, I have mentioned k equals to 1, so it should remember only the last conversation, which is what's the date today, and it will also the answer related to this question. So it is does not remember the conversation which happened like previous to the last conversation, right? Which is hello, how are you today? So that conversation, it is not remembering, it is only storing the most recent conversation. Okay, now the last thing which I wanted to talk here was this conversation summary buffer memory. So it may be the case that you built a chatbot and your customers are having a continuous conversation with the chatbot, and in the end of the day you want a summary of that conversation, right? So LangChain has the capability that based on all the conversations it had, it will create a summary of the conversation. So if you see at first, what I am doing is I am creating a conversation summary buffer memory, and I'm naming it as memory sum. Then using this conversation chain which we have been using in this whole tutorial, there I am passing my LLM. Then also as a memory I am passing this conversation summary buffer memory, right? So which will kind of remember the memory, and also it will enable you to create a summary of the conversation, right? So with that I am asking few of the predictions, like what do you know about AI. Then I am asking, so this is the first conversation which I am having with the LLM, and that conversation will be stored in the memory. So the next question of what I am asking is, what do you know about machine learning? So these two things I have asked, and so these are the conversations which I am having with my LLM. Then in the end, if I just load the memory variables, right? So it will tell you like this is the history, where it tells you like what is the first question the human asked about AI, and it also summarizes the answer given by the LLM, right? So this is the answer associated with the first question, and also it talks about, then it discusses the risk of AI research, and the AI also discusses about machine learning, which was the second question, right? So this is my first question, and this was my first question, and this is my second question. So it kind of enables you to not only store the memory, but it also enables you to get a summary of the whole memory, right? So which is quite useful when your customers are having kind of a continuous conversation with the chatbot, and in the end you wanted to see what was the type of conversation and what is the summary of that conversation, so that you can bring some meaningful insight based on the summary. Yeah, so yeah, that's all I have for this video. So I hope you like this one. So in the next video in this series we will talk about the more advanced concept like RAG, and then we will talk about the agent of LangChain. So I hope you like this video. If you haven't subscribed this channel, please subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you.